I saw something I shouldn't have seen in Shohei Otani. From my perspective as a victim of technology crime, Mr. Shohei Otani may be harmed by electromagnetic waves. That's what I was thinking when I made this video. Electromagnetic waves can transfer energy. For example, wireless charging is a technology that everyone knows. Applying wireless charging technology to batteries to bring electricity to people by moving, numbness in the hands, cramps, and sluggishness in the arms, it is thought that you can produce such as. In addition, manipulating waves to apply force to specific parts, it is also possible to make the body feel pain. Symptoms that occur in the body due to external factors using these electromagnetic waves will return to their original state after a while when those actions stop. Conversely, internal causes of fatigue require time and rest to recover. Looking at Mr. Shohei Otani's behavior, even if something happened to his body, he would hit a dynamic home run or run around afterward. So I thought that these symptoms could be caused by an external factor. Therefore, I thought it necessary to consider and verify the possibility that the ligament damage this time was also produced by electromagnetic waves. Changes in the body and clothing when exposed to electromagnetic waves. There is an instruction image around. For the body, the skin in the area exposed to electromagnetic waves may become red or dark red. Clothes look wrinkled, but if you look closely, you can see a pattern that is completely different from wrinkles. Many have similar faces to both the perpetrator and the victim. An image in the direction in which the radio wave travels is created. Face image around the pubic area. A face image and an image that indicates the direction in which radio waves travel. There are also images around where something is wrong. This time it's in the Angels Stadium, around the batter's box, the running line to first base, and around the pitching mound. There are things that seem to be images. There are also images around where something is wrong. This time it's in the Angels Stadium, around the batter's box, the running line to first base, and around the pitching mound. There are things that seem to be images. The red clay part is shaded, and both sides are images. It seems that the image is drawn on the part where the soil around the batter's box is disturbed. Images are presumably mixed around the pitcher's mound as well. For example, the red part on the left is a face facing right when viewed from the front. When viewed from the first base side, the hair is on the head, the right side is the eyes, and the right side is the nose. From the home side, the white part inside the circle is the face, and the front is the nose and mouth. It seems that both the red clay part and the white part are in the image. Images are used to recognize things and people to be compared and to make preset actions. As a means of recognition, in addition to a camera, there is a method of attaching a very small chip such as a nanochip, and when it approaches, communication starts and recognition is performed. The following footage is from Shohei Otani when he dropped out in the middle of the second episode. I checked to see if there were any changes during the game. 2x speed first. I paid attention to the movements of the two women in the semi-underground audience seats. The woman on the right didn't watch the game at all. When Mr. Otani started pitching, a woman in the semi-basement took off his sunglasses. I'm curious about the movement of the woman's hand. For a moment, something light green appeared. I was curious about the movement of Nevin's left hand. He pulls his shoulder forcefully, shakes his body, and does something with his fingers. Replay. This time, verify with slow playback. There is a face image near the calf of the uniform. At the same time Mr. Otani entered pitching mode, the woman in the back removed her sunglasses. The woman appears to be removing her sunglasses to match Otani's pitching mode. Also, the right hand holding the sunglasses is stopped in front of her chest. And she picks it up with both hands before lowering her sunglasses. It looks like a purposeful move. These behaviors are potential motion manipulations. An image appeared near the right calf of the uniform. It is a face image near the left ankle. At the same time that Otani entered the pitching motion, the woman in the back touched his nose and chest. The women and children here don't seem very interested in baseball. As soon as Otani raised his right hand, something white appeared in the semi-underground seat. As soon as Otani started pitching, the woman in the semi-basement audience lowered her head and disappeared. Pay attention to Mr. Otani's right hand. The gap between the palm and the uniform glowed white. Slow replay. Otani's face is facing diagonally to the left, but isn't he doing a Kamehameha beam from his waist toward the referee? The palm of Otani's hand is shining white. When Mr. Otani pointed his hand at the referee in Kamehameha beam, the referee raised his right heel. Replay here in slow motion. Something white appeared on the referee's left leg. Raise your arm a little, hold a little, then raise a little more. Something white moved here from the referee's leg. Otani's face is turned diagonally to the left, but his hand is still facing the referee. The moment Mr. Otani moved his hand slightly upward, the white object moved slightly to the right. In addition, the hand is slightly raised. Something white moved here. Also, when Mr. Otani raises his hand a little, something white has moved here again. When Otani slightly moved his hand up again, moved above the head of a person in white clothes. Something white moved slightly to the right. With a slight wave of my hand down, something white moved to the right. Otani waved his hand downward in 2 steps. Something white disappeared from the screen. Then Otani's arm dropped. Seen in slow motion, it seemed that the subtle movement of Otani's hand and the movement of something white were linked. If the movement of Otani's hand and the appearance and movement of something white were linked to the camera work, it is possible that electromagnetic waves and ultrasonic waves could be manipulated by motion manipulation. This is because I thought that there are many similarities to the phenomenon when I am affected by electromagnetic waves every day. If that's the case, then maybe the series of motions of the women in the semi-basement is the role of helping Mr. Otani pitch? It changed to the way I wore it. Child looking at woman. This time something light green appeared and moved to the right. Try slow playback. I don't know if it's related to the current issue. Replay previous action. Otani lifts and swings the belt with his left hand. The child seems to care about something about the woman. Otani has been seen touching the belt with his left hand in other matches. But I've seen it, also, Kamehameha to referee even when posing. Hold your right hand on your waist or belt just before is being touched. For events after touching the waist or belt I will pay attention to it. It seems that the woman raised her face and said something to the child. Children are turning around. 顔を上げていますが体を引き下げています。様子が変です。It looks like a woman saying something to a child. The ceiling part of the semi-basement seat was shining in a horizontal line and blinked 3 times. Another small white thing appeared and moved to the right. Try slow playback. Otani touched his buttocks, then the back of his head, then the brim of his hat. It seems to mean something. Notice the movement of the child's hand in the front and the movement of the woman's arm on the right. When the woman's left hand stretched out, the child made a strange shape with his hand and finished. Watch the replay. The child keeps looking at the woman, but keeps waving his hand at her. It looks like it's moving under the direction of a woman. I will check it again. Otani, the woman, the child, and the cameraman all seem to have a common purpose, don't you think? When Mr. Otani started pitching, the child waved his hand. I think I started pitching after I saw the child finish waving. There is also a face image on the ankle. From here, please pay attention to the actions of the woman until Mr. Otani finishes pitching. It seemed that the woman took off her sunglasses, and after Mr. Otani confirmed it, he started pitching. The woman touched her hair with both hands and raised her left elbow high. A woman touches her hair with her left hand. As soon as Otani started pitching, he quickly put on his sunglasses. 空振りでした。Verify again. When Mr. Otani prepared to enter the pitching motion, a woman took off her sunglasses with her left hand. After pulling your hair back with both hands, bring your hands forward. The child waves his hand earlier and is doing the same pose as the last one. And the woman, while touching her hair with her left hand, after making sure Otani started pitching, she quickly put the sunglasses on her face. The batter is whiffing. The child stood up. If you came to see baseball, I think I'll keep an eye on Otani's pitch, but he doesn't seem interested. This time, the people in the upper seats entered the screen. The man touched his nose and then his right breast. It's the same pattern that the First Lady did. After the man touched his nose and chest, Otani started pitching. Women are clapping, then she touches her hair with both hands, then raises her right elbow up, then touches her forehead with her left arm, touching her head and curling her arm. Also, something white appeared on top of the woman and moved down the right slant. The movement of the woman's hand seems purposeful. It looks like they are sending some kind of signal. When Mr. Otani is in a state just before pitching, finished moving his hand with his arm in a triangle. Otani raised his left arm high, then rolled it up and touched her shoulder, and something green again appeared above the woman's head. This pose is the same pose that the women did. I think that the current pose was a switch to end the motion operation. I'm also curious about the movement of Nevin's left arm. Director Nevin puts his hand on Mr. Otani's shoulder. I'm pulling hard in front of him. Something green appeared around the ceiling of the semi-basement. This time, I press my hand on Otani's shoulder, then move my finger to Otani on my back and pull it towards me from there. Even though we are talking about Otani's arm, I wonder if the director really cares about the act of holding the shoulder of the arm that Otani is throwing and pulling it towards him. What I learned from the video footage of this match. Along with Mr. Otani's motion, something white and light green that I don't understand appeared and moved. There was a pattern in the movements of the two women in the audience seats in the semi-basement, and the men in the audience seats above them, and they seemed to have a purpose. The subject of the camera was always a person doing something, centering on Otani. When I started making this video, I I thought Shohei Otani was a victim of a tech crime manipulating electromagnetic waves to do bad things. I changed my perspective while making a video. I was the victim of the things that were in the video used in gang stalking technology crimes. I thought it was the same as the existing technology. Then, thinking that Mr. Otani was the victim, he verified the video. However, in fact, the opposite was being done. I think he saw something he shouldn't have seen. Wireless operation is voice, motion, gesture, etc. Communication equipment is essential to electromagnetic waves are mainly used in technology crimes. And to generate it or move it, you need nanometers. Ultra-small chips such as chips are used. Crime scenes require image tags that specify what actions to take and microchips to perform harmful operations. Therefore, it is necessary to check the image tags at the scene and check whether the perpetrator and the perpetrator's property are attached with a microchip. Characteristics of image tags. Most of the images look geometric, but if you look closely, the faces are broken. Anything that looks like scratches or dirt. Confirmation place of the microchip. When implanted in the body, moles around teeth, mouth, nose, spots, bruises, boils, areas where the skin is reddish, joints, near nerve points. Clothing includes sleeves, hem, collar, pockets, and pubic area. Small items, bags, hats, glasses, shoes, belts, etc. Since the tiny chips are difficult to see with the naked eye, a magic light pen is recommended for simple confirmation. Magic light pens are sold at Hyakuyan and are inexpensive. The light blinks and disappears in response to electromagnetic waves. Since the microchip is operated by electromagnetic waves, if the magic light pen reacts, you will know that the microchip is there. Another sure thing is the reader-writer. A simple method for identifying a radio operator. Mobile phone, tablet instead of remote control for wireless operation, a computer, etc., and use audio and/or it's done with stir, motion, image, etc. Mobile phones, tablets and PCs are equipped with nanochips, and, in some people, implanted in the body. Therefore, the operator can be identified by checking the radio response with the magic light pen. If there are cracks or something that looks like dirt on the screen of your smartphone or tablet and around it, that is an image tag. It is also crafted into a smartphone case. In this video confirmation, electromagnetic waves are systematically operated wirelessly. I saw the reality that seems to be there. Technology criminal. It will be one evidence video that proves the crime. This is an iceberg. It is also known to be a corner of now sports. I think that fraud using the same technology is rampant throughout the world. Is to be the reason is that the ska shown in this video are athletes included in the images of the pubic area? It is at all. We have become a society that does not know what is true.